Hola friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm. Was I too close? Anyway, I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving and you guys enjoyed some time with some friends and some family members. If you had to work, I'm sorry, that stinks. I have spent many years working on Thanksgiving and holidays in the news business, but no longer a news person, I do flowers. So anyway, I'm so excited because all I can think about right now is the 2022 season. I am enjoying this downtime that I have, which I've spent mostly sick. But so I've had a lot of Hallmark Channel watching on the couch, but I'm ready. I'm feeling better. I'm getting back into it. By the way, calendars are beginning to arrive in homes. People are tagging me on Instagram and I'm so excited that you guys are loving them as much as me, but the rest of them will be shipping over the next week. So if you haven't gotten your calendar yet, hang tight, it's coming. Thank you guys so much for all of your orders. It means the world to me to share this stuff with you. Speaking of sharing, I have a new project. And I have a project for you guys and I'm so excited because this is something I wanted to do for a couple of years now and I'm just getting around to it. So I'm gonna be doing a grow along for the 2022 season. So I've chosen several different flowers to grow along with you guys. So I had this idea of kind of just like a shared experience where we could all be growing the same thing at the same time and talk about it. Talk about what's working for us, what bug do you have, what weed do you have, like what's going on in our backyards, front yards, side yards, wherever we're growing. So I reached out to a company, it's a small company called the Redemption Seed Company and it's owned by a woman named Michelle. And I said, Michelle, I'd love to put together a Flower Hill Farm collection for a grow along in 2022. And she said, let's do it. We've been working together for the past few weeks and I chose a collection of things that I love, things that I think would be easy for beginners and also something that I've never grown before because we need to share that experience together and let's make it work. So before I tell you what's in the collection, here's what, if you're a member of this group, of this collection group, here is what that means. So you'll be getting a series of private, unlisted YouTube videos, and we'll also be doing some live talking as a group, like a Zoom meeting or something along those lines where we can see each other face to face and you guys can ask me questions and we can talk and it'll be a shared experience and a great way to connect with some of my viewers. So I don't know, I mean, there could be 5 of us. There could be 5 of us on the thing. I don't know if anyone's gonna be interested in doing this, but I just wanna put it out there in case you are, in case you do wanna have that opportunity to grow along and talk about your experiences. First, you're gonna get an introduction. Just here's how it's gonna work, here's what you're gonna get. And that you'll be getting by the end of the year. And then you'll get monthly videos from me just about where I am in the process. If you are in zone 9 and I'm in zone 4, we're gonna have very different start times when we start growing and different harvest times. So I'm gonna try to keep ahead of that as much as I can just so you guys are, and that's what I think the live chats are gonna be beneficial for, because say you're already ready to harvest, meanwhile mine's only 6 inches tall. And this is the first time that I'm doing anything like this, so I think we're both gonna learn as we work through it. So anyway, here's what's in the collection. So of course I had to have a Snapdragon in my collection because Snapdragons were kind of like my gateway flower into farming. I enjoyed growing them so much and they were one of the first flowers that I grew in abundance that I fell in love. I fell in love with them. So I have the Rocket Snapdragon mix as part of this collection. And of course I had to have a sunflower because sunflowers I think are everyone's gateway flower into growing more flowers because so many people, if they grow nothing else, they grow sunflowers. So I wanted to include one of those in the collection and what I chose is the Sunrich orange sunflower. Now this is a flower that Sunflower Steve grows in abundance, tens and tens of thousands of them. And he grows Sunrich because they have upward facing heads and they're easier to work with and use in bouquets. So that is why I chose the Sunrich orange. I'm growing it here for the first time this year on the farm. Don't get me wrong, I'm still using Pro-Cut. I have dozens of different types of sunflowers that I'm growing this year. So anyway, so the Snapdragon, the sunflower, and then we have another focal flower. Of course, we needed a zinnia. Now I fell completely in love with the Benary giant this year. I grew, I would say about 2,000 of them this year and they were so productive and they were so gorgeous and they were so beautiful. I had to include them in this grow along. So What happens right now though is that there's a shortage of Benary giant seeds. I don't know if you know this, but insiders tell me there's a shortage of them. So we are going to be supplying as many people as we can with the Benary mix, but if those happen to sell out, they will be replaced with what's called the Gigantica Zinnia, which has the similar DNA strains to the Benary's giant and just as big and just as beautiful. So the original is going to be the Benary giant, and if they run out of those, they will be replaced with the Gigantica. And don't worry, you're not going to be disappointed with the Gigantica series. I've seen them, they're beautiful. So Snapdragon, sunflower, zinnia, 3 staples when it comes to flower farming, or even if you're just growing your own cut flower garden. So what do we have next? Clearly, I needed a basil. I mean, basil is basically my favorite filler. Just gonna be honest with you. So I decided to go with the cinnamon basil. I think it's dynamite. It's beautiful. It has like that purple and the green, so it adds interest and color and aroma into your bouquet. So I had to include the cinnamon basil as one of the fillers. And then the second filler that I chose is something that I've never grown before. I'm really excited about it. So it's called Lady Lace Baby's Breath. And Baby's Breath is kind of like the flower that just never dies out. Like, it's been around for so long. If you look at flower arrangements for the past several decades, the Baby's Breath is kind of just like the mainstay. So I've never grown this variety before. I'm very excited because I feel like it adds a bit of confetti to a bouquet. Very whimsical and beautiful, and very excited about that. And then we're rounding it out with one of my favorite flowers from this year, which is a Rudbeckia. So Rudbeckia, I had just amazing success with this year. It just was so abundant and so beautiful, and I had so many varieties. It was very difficult for me to choose just one, but I have to say I fell in love with the Goldilocks Rudbeckia. It has the double petals. It was amazing and beautiful, and another touch of whimsy to a bouquet. So that is included in the Flower Hill Farm collection, and that is the collection itself. There is a link below in the description, and that will take you directly to the Flower Hill Farm collection on the Redemption Seed Company's website. You cannot just go right to the website because the collection cannot be found there. It could only be found through this super secret hidden link. So anyway, the collection itself, I think it's $29, and she's having a special this weekend and this weekend only, where if you make a purchase, I believe a $49 purchase, you get free shipping. So I'm excited to support another small business. I'm very much looking forward to just this entire process and connecting with you guys on a more personal level, and having these like live chats and then the private videos. So if you guys are not part of this collection, don't worry, some of those videos will be available to you. So what you get as part of the collection is you will receive the unlisted YouTube video about growing these things a week in advance of everyone else. The videos that I share with people who are part of the collection will eventually make their way to the general public YouTube channel, but of course not the live video chats that we're gonna have as part of this grow along, which we will share advice and stuff like that. So if you're interested in growing along with me in 2022, go ahead and click the link in the description and it will take you there. And your email address, make sure your email address is correct when you make that purchase, because that is how I'm going to be connecting with you guys. It's via email, so make sure your email address is correct as you're on the Redemption Seed Company's website, because she's going to provide me with all of those email addresses, and that is how I'm going to be connecting with you guys and sharing all of those private videos with you, and that is how we're going to have like our Zoom chats and stuff like that. So anyway, I am really looking forward to this. I hope we make some connections, and I hope if you've never grown anything before but you've been thinking about it, this kind of gives you that push to maybe to do it, and we do it in a fun way. Anyway, and if you're an experienced flower grower and you just want to hang out, that's cool too. Thanks so much for sticking around, guys. I'm gonna go eat some, ow! I'm gonna go eat some leftovers.